So hey guys, the people of the internet, I'm Jerry and welcome back to my video. About my video today, I will talk about pet peeve is a part 1. About part 2, I will talk about the way I deal with the person or situation that is bothering me. And part 3, I will talk about social networks. So in totally we have 7 questions. So now I will go ahead with question number 1 is what does pet peeve mean to you? So I hate it when people don't put things back where they belong. It's pet peeve of mine. And now I will move on to the question number 2 is how do I deal with the person or situation that is bothering me. So it depends on my relationship to that person, and most of the time if it's a stranger I just ignore them, and if someone is irritating me and they are probably not worth my time or consideration, so I think ignoring them is the best way. And if it's a friend of friend, I just avoid them. So unless they are out my route, I remain civil and just exit as fast as possible. So I think about if it's a friend or family members, so it gets complicated. Sometimes they do some things that bothers you, either they don't realize it. So at that time you have to decide if you can tolerate this behavior or not. So some of my friends do some things irk me, and I know no one is perfect, and I'm sure they get crazy if I play all the time. Back to the time. So about situation, if it happens once I will don't say anything, but if happens again I will tell them it bugs me. And I try to be light-hearted and not too justicing about it. So if the person either doesn't want to respect what I'm telling or gets worse, so then I don't be close with that person. So personally, I have never had bad reaction from anyone whose opinion I value. So now I will move on to the question number 3. Question number 3 we talk about social networks. So about question number 3 is easy to make a real friend on social networks. I think not really, because but if you are very careful and open-minded, you may make great friends on these social networks. For example, language exchange websites are a way of forming strong relationships, and this is because we have two people are learning each other's languages, are creating a friendship, and that also requires a lot of effort from both sides. And I think this is the best way to make real friends from social networks. And actually I also have made great friends on scene dance, and I am proud of them. And about the question number 4 is how did I first find out Facebook. So I remember the first time I knew about Facebook was back in 2013, and at that time I often hear people talking about Facebook, but I don't know exactly what it is. After that, I learn and find out about Facebook, and I also created my own Facebook account. And from there I became a potential user on Facebook. Oh, so now I will move on to the question number 5. Is to talk about social media. About question number 5 is what kind of information about myself have I put on social media. Like to tell the truth is it depends on about what kind of social media what I'm talking, and they have all say about personal data of their user, and which is would not be too surprising. So I believe on platforms like Facebook or Twitter. I have put my information like address or interest and maybe major events of my life. And, on the other websites like Link, and which is more of professional networking sites, I mostly have put my like educational or professional qualifications or skills and expertise. In totally overall, I have said pretty much about my address, pictures, hobbies, about qualifications, and I think about special important life events on social media website for the sake of letting others people know. And this is pretty much scary if we think deeply about our privacy and how this data could be used for checkers. Really dangerous. So about the question number 6 is social media very popular in my country? So absolutely, social media now is very popular in my country. Many people are in my country are addicted to the sites, especially like Facebook or Twitter. So about Facebook, they have Drake their news feed every few minutes to see what their friends are doing or what's trending, or they catch the news. So I think social media and is really popular in my country now. So now I will move on to the last question. Is the question number 7. About do you think about the social media will be more popular in the future? Uh, Not really. So I doubt that. So the rise of social media platforms in the past few years is really incredible, and I think they might continue to attract new users for a short while, but in the long terms, yeah, they will more. I think they will more popular in the future about the social media. So that's all for today, guys, and it's all for my video. And thank you for listening and watching my video. So I wish you have a bright time, and see you in next video.